Okay friends, so welcome back in another video tutorial. So today we will going to start a new video lecture series on Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So if you have any doubt on Mycobacterium tuberculosis, or there are any topic there are any topic on Mycobacterium tuberculosis, then I would like to recommend you to watch each and every video sequentially so that you can get a idea on Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, so today's video is all about the general information of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So let's start. So first thing, I would like to start this video lecture with a interesting data that I have get from Osmosis organization, that is যে near about 2 billion people worldwide are infected with Mycobacterium tuberculosis. But the interesting fact is among them 90 to 95% of the people even don't know about that they were infected, and they also cured from them. Okay, that means 90 to 95% of the people even don't know that in their body at some point of time there was Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, and they are somehow also recovered without any kind of antibiotics they have used. So what is the reason behind this? So the reason is our immune system. Okay, so in person who have a good immune system, the immune system will prevent Mycobacterium tuberculosis from multiplying. Okay, and as a result the bacteria remains latent or dormant. Okay, so most of the cases the infection is latent infection. Okay, where bacteria enters inside the body, no doubt about this, from respiratory is the main target of tuberculosis is respiratory tract. Okay, but the idea is due to the immune system they do not cause any significant symptoms. Okay, but whenever our immune system become compromised due to aging or due to other kind of serious infection, for example let's say AIDS, under such circumstances our immune system do not have the ability to keep tuberculosis or Mycobacterium tuberculosis dormant. Okay, and as a result now the infection becomes active. Okay, and that is the 5% situation where Mycobacterium tuberculosis is able to show its symptoms. Okay, that means if you have a good immune system, then there is a chance that Mycobacterium tuberculosis can enter in your body, and it will also become inactivated by immune system, and you are don't know about this. Okay, you are totally unaware about this. This is because of your immune system. But whenever, and remember this, whenever immune system is very active, the tuberculosis infection is in latent format. Okay, that means here bacteria is present, no doubt about this, but it is not multiplying, and as a result no symptoms is observed. Okay, so but when your immune system gets compromised due to aging or due to AIDS, under such circumstances tuberculosis infection becomes active. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about how Mycobacterium tuberculosis is named. So the Mycobacteria is named as Mycobacteria because of the presence of a special type of cell wall, okay, that other kinds of bacteria lacks. So Mycobacterium cell wall is lipid rich. Okay, so why? Because Mycobacterium cell wall has a special type of component called mycolic acid. Okay, and the presence of mycolic acid makes the cell wall of the Mycobacteria lipid rich. And so it is clear that as the bacteria here we are studying is Mycobacterium tuberculosis, that means it has mycolic acid in their cell wall. Okay, now why the name tuberculosis? So tuberculosis is coming from the term tubercle. Okay, and tubercle means round nodules. Okay, and therefore the tuberculosis means multiple round nodules, and as I have told you, it will infect respiratory tract. That means in the disease or the disease that is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, there will be multiple round nodules in the respiratory tract. Clear? That is why the term Mycobacterium tuberculosis. That means Mycobacterium is because its cell wall has mycolic acid. Okay, and the tuberculosis is because during Mycobacterium tuberculosis infection there will be multiple round nodules in the respiratory tract. Clear now? Okay, so there are 4 important types of Mycobacterium available. So wait a second. So one is Mycobacterium avium complex, Mycobacterium kansasi, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and Mycobacterium leprae. Among them, our point of interest is number 3, that is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, so I hope this slide is clear to you that Mycobacterium is named so because its cell wall have mycolic acid, which makes the cell wall lipid rich. Okay, and tuberculosis is because the presence of multiple round nodules. Okay, so now let's move to the next one. So due to the presence of this mycolic acid in their cell wall, Mycobacterium have some special properties. Okay, that is now we will going to discuss. So due to the presence of this mycolic acid cell wall, Mycobacteria becomes acid fast. So what is the meaning of the term acid fast? Acid fast means after staining with carbolfuran, when you will use acid to decolorize those bacteria, they will resist. Okay, that means they are resistant to decolorization by acid after staining with carbolfuran. Okay, so under such circumstances, they will gram stain very poorly. So now it is a very big problem because gram staining is one of the most important criteria to classify bacteria, right? So under such circumstances, as we are unable to do gram staining, that means here it is not important that whether Mycobacterium tuberculosis is gram positive or gram negative. So now we have to visualize them, because in microscopy videos I have told you that as specimens are semi-transparent in nature, we have to stain them, otherwise we cannot visualize them, right? So under such circumstances we have to use some kind of another stain. Okay, stain that will be good for mycolic acid containing cell wall. So the stain that we will use is Ziehl-Neelsen stain. Okay, and that gives bacteria a bright red color appearance. So I hope it is clear to you that Mycobacteria, due to the presence of mycolic acid in their cell wall, it is acid fast in nature. So what is the meaning of this acid fast? Acid fast means after staining with carbolfuran, when you will use decolorization acid, it will not decolorized. Clear? So under such circumstances you not use gram stain because it will poorly gram stain, right? So instead of using gram stain, you have to use Ziehl-Neelsen stain. Okay, this stain gives a bright red color appearance. Okay, so the wall also becomes incredibly hard due to the presence of mycolic acid. Okay, that means cell wall here will be uncommonly hard here. Okay, and as a result they have a pressure advantage, and that is why they have the ability to resist weak disinfectant. So if you have to disinfect your surface from Mycobacterium tuberculosis, you have to use strong disinfectant, because weak disinfectant is of no use against Mycobacterium tuberculosis because of the presence of the mycolic acid in the cell wall of Mycobacterium. This cell wall gives Mycobacteria a hard appearance. Okay, and also this cell wall provides mycobacteria a ability to survive in the dry surfaces for months at a time. Okay, so that is the extra properties that mycobacteria have because of their cell wall is made of mycolic acid. First one, that mycobacteria is acid fast because due to the presence of mycolic acid it resists decolorization after staining with carbolfucin. So we cannot gram stain them because they are only poorly gram stained. Okay, so under such circumstances we will use Ziehl-Neelsen stain which will give the bacteria a bright red appearance. Okay, so another important thing, that due to the presence of mycolic acid the cell wall become incredibly harder. Okay, that is why they resist weak disinfectants. Okay, and they can also survive in dry surfaces for months at a time. Okay, so that is the three important features that Mycobacterium have because of their cell wall. Another important thing is Mycobacterium tuberculosis are obligate aerobes. Obligate aerobes. Okay, so obligate aerobe means they require oxygen for their growth, and that is why it quite makes sense that why they go to the lungs, right? So this is also important point, that they are obligate aerobe. Another important one is they are facultative intracellular organism. Okay, that means they can live in other cells when they need to, and they are slender rod shaped. Okay, so that is the general information for Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So first one is, when your immune system is properly working, if Mycobacterium tuberculosis unfortunately enters in your body, it will remain latent or dormant. Okay, and in such condition the infection will be called as latent infection. Okay, but when your immune system gets compromised because of aging or AIDS, the immune system can no longer protect you from tuberculosis. Now tuberculosis will multiply, and under such circumstances tuberculosis will be causing active infection. Okay, so Mycobacterium tuberculosis is named because of the presence of mycolic acid in their cell wall, which makes the cell wall lipid rich. And tuberculosis, the term tuberculosis is coming from the term tubercle, which means round nodules. That means tuberculosis means presence of multiple round nodules. Okay, clear? And Mycobacterium tuberculosis, another important property is, due to their presence of mycolic acid in the cell wall, is they are acid fast. Okay, that means they resist decolorization after staining with carbolfucin. Okay, so now we cannot use gram staining because we will not getting sufficient result by gram staining. So under such circumstances we will prefer Ziehl-Neelsen stain. Okay, and that will give Mycobacterium tuberculosis a bright red color, and this stain is used to detect Mycobacterium tuberculosis mainly. Okay, and another important thing is, due to the presence of mycolic acid the cell wall becomes incredibly hard. Okay, and they resist weak disinfectants. Important concept. Okay, and they can survive in dry surfaces for months at a time. And Mycobacterium tuberculosis are importantly obligate aerobes. That means they require oxygen for their growth, and that is why they are entering inside the lungs. Okay, and they are facultative intracellular organisms. That means they can live inside other cells when they need. And another important thing that I want to mention here, that Mycobacterium tuberculosis in general infects macrophages. Okay, that is another important information, and they are slender rod shaped. Okay, so this is the picture that I have taken from net, that is of lipid rich cell wall of Mycobacteria, you can see. So that is for today, friends. So I hope this video will be helpful to you. So this is just a introductory part. There will be more videos from Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So I would like to recommend you keep watching, and each and every concept from Mycobacterium tuberculosis will be very clear to you. Okay, so thank you for listening to this class.